And we're going to ignite your gift. It's good to have Jeremiah, man. Jeremiah, it's good to see you, man. Love you. You're awesome. Good to have you too, Cheryl. Love you too. Amen. See, Cheryl, if you show up, your daddy shows up. So you need to show up more. Amen. 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 But we're going to go and just start there. Proverbs chapter 18. We're talking about igniting your gift. How many know you have a gift? You have a gift. God has given you something to do. God has blessed you with something. God has given you the abilities to do things. God has given you the ability to do something that somebody else can't do like you can do. God has blessed you with a unique talent of some sort. You say, well, I can't do anything. Yes, you can. You can do something. You can somehow be a blessing somehow, some way. There's something that you can do that nobody else can do like you. Can somebody else sweep? Yes, but maybe not like you can sweep. Can somebody else sing? Yes, but maybe not like you can sing. Can somebody else be an usher? Yes, but maybe they don't have the heart for it like you do. Maybe, listen, I'll tell you this, and I've been in church a long, long time, and you would think this would be elementary Christianity level, but serving is not in everybody's DNA.
Amen.
You would think that would be every Christian's desire is to serve the house of God and desire to serve God's people. But that's not always the case. So maybe you can serve it a little better than somebody else can serve. Maybe they have to make themselves serve, but you can't wait to come serve. Maybe somebody else has to. They have to be pushed and told what to do, but you just find things and you know what to do because God has given you a gift. In Proverbs chapter 18, verse 16, it says something about this. It says that you got it. Go, Danny. That a man's gift makes room for him, and brings him before great men. It doesn't say that he makes room for his gift. It says that his gift makes room for him. And I'm just going to share my life, and you guys can talk about me later. That's okay. But my desire was never to be pastor. That was not my desire. I didn't try to get a group of people together so I didn't have to get a job. I'm speaking from my experiences, not yours. Not that you don't have a job as a pastor, but I'm saying I wasn't looking but there are some pastors that just look to not have a job. I'm going to preach, and my mouth hurts, so I don't care. Okay? And so, and there's some that I know very well that they wanted to be a pastor not because God had called them, but because it was money every week. And so if you're not called to it, please don't do it.
Amen.
It's the hardest thing that I've ever done. It has made me more jaded than I ever thought I would be. It has caused me to have reservations. It's better to just be fat, dumb, and happy and go to church. It is. It's different. Because I never longed to be pastor. That was not my desire. I wish Brother Turner retired so I could be pastor. That never entered my mind or crossed my lips. Because you understand, when I was elected to be pastor, I wasn't even a board member. I wasn't an official anything. I had no title. I was not anything officially. I just did stuff. Amen? Amen. Just did stuff. Stuff that needed to be done, you do. Stuff that nobody else will do, you do. Stuff that it seems that nobody else sees, you just go do it. And you just get it done. Because your gift will make room for you. A man's gift makes room for him. It makes room for him. Quit trying to force your way into the place that God would have you to be anyway, but let God put you there.
Yes. Amen.
Quit trying to kick the door down when all God has to do is open the door. Quit trying to be what God has not called you to be at this time, in this moment. I wasn't ready to be pastor even when I was called to be pastor. I didn't want to be pastor even after God had laid it on my heart. I didn't want to be a pastor. Why? Because I have most of my family, extended married families here. It's true. You were talking about being on between an 8-ball and a wall. Okay. When you're talking about being in a rock, between a rock and a hard place, okay, I'll move on. Because you still have the same issues as everybody else. You still have marriages that are failing. You still have kids that are not living for God. You still have all the hurts and all the things and all the people getting mad about because the sky's blue and not whatever. And you have people that are upset about every stupid thing they can be upset about. And it's hard to be a leader in today's time because everybody is looking for a way to be offended. If you don't believe me, put a Make America Great hat on and see how long you can walk through Walmart. I'm so offended. It's a hat. Get over it. I'm so offended. Everybody's offended. Everybody wants to take offense. If you can take offense, can you not leave offense? I don't know. I'm just asking. And so Proverbs 18:16 says this, that a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Makes room for him. Your gift is whatever it is that God has placed in your life. Your gift is that, and let God use that gift. But can I share with you? We live in a Christian world now where everybody is an expert at something. I'm a soul winner. I'm a youth specialist. I'm a revivalist. We used to call them preachers. Well, I'm a whatever. I specialize in X. I'm a married couple, whatever. Okay, let me ask you a question. Maybe that's true, but let me ask you this question: before you get the microphone and the spotlight, what are you doing in those areas? Are you driving a van? Are you cleaning a van? Are you picking up trash? Are you putting out chairs? Are you serving the house of God before you get to be your specialist and get to be a revivalist? Are you serving just because it's what God has called us to do? Or are you looking for somebody to pat you on the back about how wonderful you are? If you're looking for that in the church, you're looking at the wrong tree probably, because most people don't even notice when you pick up trash. They just notice there's any trash. They don't notice who did it, and that's okay, because you don't do it for people. You do it for the Lord, correct? I do it because I love God's people. I love God. I don't do it because I want somebody to say, "Oh, did you see Jeff pick up that beer can and it spilled out on his shoe?" And he's like, "Oh man!" And so now you smell like beer when you walk in, and you're hoping that nobody smells you. You pick up the cigarette pack out of the driveway, and you're hoping that nobody thinks it's yours, and you're just picking up stuff, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and doing stuff. Excuse me. And doing stuff that you're supposed to be doing, and you're trying not to. Yes, right. That was my pack. And so we're trying not to do all those things, and you're trying to just be a blessing to the house of God without a title, without someone asking, without being in charge. I'm in charge of beer cans and cigarettes. So you feel like you're important? Of course you're important. Your gift will make room for you. Of course you're important. Of course the things that God has for you, of course those are important. Do you think God sees that? Yes, of course God sees that. Does you think God sees when you go take the towels that are in the kitchen and go wash them and bring them back so my wife and mother-in-law don't have to do it all the time? Of course. Of course they see it. Of course God sees that. Of course God sees when you're feeding kids on a Wednesday night. Of course God sees when you're feeding kids on a Sunday morning. Of course God sees that. He sees that you're serving the things of God, because I got to do this for you. I want you to ignite the gift in you. See, most of y'all don't see Misha and Carrie and DeAndre down here. usually clean the church, but when you come in on Sunday, it's clean, isn't it?
Right.
But most of you don't see that. But it's clean. I guarantee if they didn't do it, you'd notice.
That's right.
Look at all those footprints in here. Look at that trash. No one even empty the trash. What's wrong with your emptier? Your emptier broken? It's not my job. Okay, whatever. Okay, so in Romans 11:29 it says that our gifts and callings of God are without repentance. I can't return them. Get there, sister. There you go. For the gifts and callings of God are irrevocable, or you can't return them. You can't exchange them. You can't go to Walmart and say, I don't want this one, I want another one. What's wrong with it? Nothing. I get stuff back as a Mission Tortilla sales rep. I get stuff back on the package, on the little thing that they write, a little tag. It says, didn't want it. Then why'd you buy it? Because once it leaves the store, I can't sell it. Because I don't know who, someone put junk in it. Who knows? And so, guess who pays for that? I do. Because that's how it goes. And so you can't exchange the gift. You can't say, well, I don't want that one. I want this one. I don't want the small one. I want the big one. I don't want the big one. I want the small one. Because the gifts and callings of God are without repentance, are irrevocable. You can't change your mind. Well, God, I want to be a priest. I want to be a pastor. But maybe you're not gifted to that area. Maybe you're gifted to be something else. But no, I want to exchange something else for pastor. Doesn't work that way. Because I wanted to exchange pastor for something else. And it didn't work that way. God did not see fit to let me exchange the gift or the calling. I still have to do what God has said to do. So the gifts and callings of God are without repentance, or they're irrevocable, or you can't change your mind. You can't say, I want a different size. You can't say you want a different color. How many school teachers I got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5, 4, 5. Anyway. I know you have, I know that you don't go, boy, I can't wait because we're all going to retire rich. Okay? And you do it because you feel like that's what you wanted to do. I've got a daughter who's going to graduate next May as a teacher. I got a niece who's graduating this May as a teacher. And they didn't do it because they felt like they were going to retire with $500,000 in the bank and have a nice luxury home to live in when they get it. They feel like they did it because that's what they feel like their calling is to go teach. And that's why they do it. And so I understand that. Because as a pastor and as a preacher, sometimes Naomi and I had this discussion not too long ago. I sat in my living room with her after a Wednesday night, and someone had told me everything I do wrong. And so we'd sit there, and I looked at her and I said, why do I do this? Why do I put my family through this? You know how much easier it would be to show up late and leave early? Can I get a witness? It'd be so much better just to cruise in when I wanted to. And if you got 5 minutes to 12 and I wanted to beat the traffic, I could leave it. I could leave early. No, how cool that would be. It wouldn't be cool because I'd find something else to do. I'd find because my gifting is not that, and my calling is not that. I would be a miserable person if I didn't do what God had called me to do. I'd be miserable if I didn't do the things that God had called me to do. I'm trying to get you to understand it's time to ignite the gift inside of you. It's time to ignite the gift. I'm going through a class of sorts about leadership because I really want to be a better leader. I want to learn how to be a leader. No one ever taught me how to be a leader. My dad wasn't a real strong leader, so I'm trying to find out how to be a leader. I'm trying to work through some situations, and there's some questions that they ask you at the end of these sessions. And I've been taking a real hard look at myself, and some of these questions I didn't do very well on. I didn't. There's some of these answers you have to look at yourself in a mirror. You have to get, or let's put it spiritual. When you look spiritual, and we have to get in front of the brazen laver, look at yourself and see if there's any dirt before you go into the holies of holies. And so I looked and I answered a lot of these questions, and there's some things that I really need to work on that are really, really bad, and there's some things I really got to work on in myself. I don't need you to point them out. Someone else already did that. So I don't need you to do that. I just need you to understand and to help me to be a better leader and understand, listen, I'm not against you. There's just things that I don't think about because I never was taught to think of that way. I never was taught to think that way. I never looked at things that way. I never experienced church that way. And so you have to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not against you. I want you to prosper. I want your gift to be the best it can be. I'm not against you. I want your gift to be the gift of calling to God. I want you to be able to have room. I do. But you have to understand, there's some things, I've never seen church done that way. I have no experience with church being done that way. I have no experience in ever seeing a leader that led that way. And so I'm trying to figure it out. So please be patient. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean I want you to quit. It doesn't mean I want you to go somewhere else. It doesn't mean none of that. It just means that maybe I just didn't think of it. How dare you not have all the answers, Brother Jeff? Get over it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know. Matthew chapter 5, verse 23 through 24. This is going to be the heart of the matter, and I'm going to leave you alone. Because my mouth hurts. See this? See this Orajel? It's a waste of $5. Okay. Let's start with 23. Thank you. Therefore you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you. 24. 24. Thank you. Leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. 25. Agree with your adversary quickly, or you're on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge, and the judge hands you over to the officer, and be thrown into prison. I'm going to come at you a different way than most people preach this, but when you preach, you can preach either way. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 23 to 24, it says to bring your gift, to leave your gift, and to offer your gift. First I have to bring it. Go to 24. 23. First I have to bring it. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar. We started off this little dissertation by saying this. We all have gifts. God has blessed us all with a gift. But are you using it for your own benefit, or are you bringing it to the altar? Are you using it because you feel like you have it all under control, or are you bringing it to the altar? What is your gift? Are you bringing it to God and say, God, what would you have me to do with it? Or are you just running with it because you feel like you have the answer? Are you asking God, what would you have me to do with the very gift you gave me? What is it that you want me to do with the gift? Not simply, oh, thank you for the gift, now I'm going to go do it. But God, what would you have me to do with this gift? How would you have me to ask about this gift? And then it says, then you remember that your brother has something against you. Most people in church don't care if their brother has something against them. That's their problem. And then we wonder why our gift is not making room for us. Preach on, preaching. Come on now. Come on. Why is our gift not making room for us? God, you said in Proverbs that a man's gift will make room for him. Yeah, but your attitude will stop that gift from being used. Come on. Good word. Because you don't care. Oh, I don't care what those people think about me. Well, you better, because they're supposed to be your brother and your sister in Christ. Amen. Well, they're wrong. Maybe they are. But the Bible says this. It didn't say if you have something against your brother. It says your brother has something against you. Yeah. Preach on, preach on. Yeah, come on now. The Bible doesn't say, well, I have something against my brother. No, it says, if your brother has something against you, go find out why. Yeah. Right. What if they tell you they don't like you? At least you know why. Maybe you'll get a letter. Maybe you'll get a word. We get so spiritual when we be stupid. God gave me a word for you. You stink, you left-handed believer. Okay. It's the word I got from you. Okay, great. No, I'm not jaded at all. Because listen. Sorry. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there you remember that your brother has something against you. The Bible doesn't say, touch. I don't care. I've got my gift. Got my gift. I don't care if they like me or not. I got my gift. I don't care if they're mad at me or not. I got my gift. And God's like, you don't care. You think your gift's going to make room for you? No. Not at all. Enjoy your gift. Enjoy the packaging. Enjoy the bow. Enjoy the name tag. Enjoy all of it, because your gift is not going to make room for you as long as you have somebody that you have to reconcile with. Are you always going to be somebody's best friend? No. No, you're not. You're not going to be somebody's buddy. You're not going to be somebody's friend. You're not. You're not going to go out and eat pizza with everybody. You're not going to go to McDonald's with everybody. You're not. You're just not. This is how it is. You know, you're not going to. Not everybody's going to love you like you think they ought to love you. Some people aren't even going to like you. I know that's hard to believe. As good as you are, some people they're not going to want to hang out with you. And that's okay. Because deep down we all want people to like us. It's okay if somebody doesn't like us. You know, if I've reconciled and I've done everything I can, there's nothing else I can do. But here's the trick though. We use that word, but we really haven't done anything. We've ignored them. We've talked about them. We've told on them. We've told all our friends how awful they were to us. But we never really tried to reconcile anything. I was in my leadership thing I was going through. One of the things he mentioned was this, is that you can learn from people that you don't like. That's right. I don't want to hang out with people I don't like. But he said you can learn. He said because usually if you don't like somebody, it's because you don't understand where they're coming from. It's a misunderstanding. It's not that they're evil and hateful. There's some people that are evil and hateful. But it's not. And most of the time, it's just that you don't understand their point of view. And they don't understand yours. And so you have a clash. And they have a clash. Listen, a gift is this. Something given or bestowed. Have you been given a gift? Has God bestowed anything upon you? Come on, church! Has God given you anything? Has God bestowed anything? Listen, God makes room for what He has given you. You don't have to make room for it. It makes room for itself. But you have to have, there's a trick to this though. No gift is given by mistake. I don't know, man. God, I don't know if it's, it may have been a mistake. I don't know. No gift is ever taken back. Gifts are given for the edification of the body of Christ. They're not given so you can be the star. They're given, there's one star. I'll give you an example. The wise men followed what? Where did it land? Where did it hover over? How? So it didn't hover over your house. He's the star. It's all about Him. It's not about us. He's the star, not us. Gifts are given to further the church. Gifts cannot be returned or exchanged. I said that a while ago. Your gift is your gift. Like it or not. Your gift is your gift. Not all gifts are accepted when we use them. What do you mean by that? That's what I mean. Our gifts are only accepted from God whenever we do what God says. I can take you to Amos, where God said, I don't like you or your gift, or I don't like your praise. Your praise sounds like noise to me. Get out of my face. I don't want you to, God was like, I don't care what you do. You can sing, you can shout, you can scream, you can run. I do not listen to that praise because you are in sin and I don't want to hear it. That's what they said in Amos. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're making a bunch of noise, jumping around, screaming, but I don't care. Because you, first of all, have to give God the gift that He's given you, but you have to bring it to Him first. God, what would you have me to do with it? When we bring you our gifts to God, we must come without aught in our heart. And I looked up the word aught. There's two spellings. There's O and an A, aught. And what it means is some small thing. Some little thing. We think it has to be some huge thing. Oh, well, I didn't slap your kid. I wanted to, but I didn't. Got to get a witness from a teacher. Amen. I pulled my belt off, but I didn't use it. Okay, so listen. Some small thing. A little thing. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can be a simple misunderstanding. I can see you're not really fired up about that, so I'll go on. Our gifts are useless if our heart is not right. Oh, you can sing still, but not with an anointing. You can play still, but not with an anointing. You can teach still, but not with an anointing. You can preach still, but not with an anointing. Well, what's an anointing? Well, the Bible defines anointing as this. The anointing destroys the yoke.
Yes.
So were any yokes destroyed? I don't know. I don't know. See, preachers, we always misquote that and say the anointing breaks the yoke. That's not what it says. If you break something, it can be repaired and put back on you. But if you destroy something, it's not gone. See, when the children of Israel went into the Red Sea and the Egyptians followed them, the Bible doesn't say some of them were drowned. So he wiped out the entire Egyptian army and they never again had a problem with the Egyptians. You with me? Amen. Now they had a problem with other people, but they had a problem with the Egyptians. Listen, not all gifts are accepted the way we want to use them. When we bring our gifts to God, we must come without aught in our heart. Our gifts are useless if our heart is not right. Our heart determines whether our gifts are accepted by God. Amen. We have to have, our heart has to be right or they're not accepted by God. We first have to bring our gift. Bring it. Yes. Bring our gift to God. God, what would you have me do? And I really don't want this gift, but since I've got it, okay. What do you want me to do with it? And there's some of us that get gifts that we really like. There's some things, listen, I love being a musician. I love playing drums. Drums are my passion. I'll sit here for an hour and a half with nobody else in here and just play drums. No music, just me. Just playing. I love it. And I thank God for that gift. Nobody had to really teach me anything. It's just what God just kind of said, here you go, here's some sticks, and go after it. I didn't watch it, I didn't follow some things, and I didn't steal some stuff from people, and every musician's a thief. And so anyway, we steal stuff from people, and so I love it. And I thank God for that gift. I thank God for the gift that I'm not afraid to stand before people and speak. Doesn't bother me. 120 or 12,000, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Because I only see the first 5 rows anyway. So it doesn't bother me. Doesn't matter how many people are here. So understand. I do like those gifts. But there are gifts that God gives us that are hard. There's some things that they go against everything in us. And we say, I don't want that gift. I don't want that gift. So we have to deal with that. So we bring our gifts and God, what do you have me do? We leave our gift. We leave our gift in the hands of God. Okay. Go back to my scripture. Matthew chapter 5. I think it's Matthew. Matthew 5, verse 23. Therefore you bring gifts to the altar, and there remember you have something against your brother. You gotta go 24, sorry. 24. There you go. leave your gift before your friends?
No.
No. Leave your gift in front of the preacher? No. Leave your gift where? In the presence of God at the altar. Because He's the only one that will protect your gift. He's the one that gave you the gift. He's the one that holds your gift. He's the one that allows you to use your gift. He's the one that is able to protect your gift. You with me? Amen. And so you leave your gift before the altar and go your way. Which way am I going? The way to go reconcile with my brother. And so I leave my gift in the presence of God, in the hands of God. Not just anywhere I want to, but in the hands of God. We offer our gift. Say, God, this is yours. Take a breath. Okay. God, this is yours. Our gift has been given after reconciliation with our brothers and sisters in Christ. Then God will accept our gift and God will use our gift. But I'm going to the pastor here. I'm going to tell you, TOPers, I got some reconciliation to do with some people.
Come on.
From the pastor to the nursery workers. If we want God to do what He said He would do, we need to lay our gifts at the altar, go reconcile with our brothers and our sisters, and let God use our gifts after we come back and are reconciled with Him. And you can get mad, glad, or sad. And we let things fester and we let things keep us divided, angry, upset over things that don't matter a hill of beans. And listen, how it happens in every church, I don't know. This is the only one I can talk to about. This is what I know. From the inside out, I know this one. I don't know First Baptist, and I don't know First Assembly, and I don't know any of those guys. I don't know what's going on there. But I know what happens here. And I know what happens here, and I know the people need to reconcile some things. And they need to learn to love each other. But I hate to tell you this, but you can't hate your brother and you hate your sister and go to heaven. I'm sorry, this doesn't work that way. I hate to tell you that. But Jesus, you forgot me. And you're jumping in the parking lot and you're not going anywhere. You're trying to grab feet of spirits and they're gone. We need to reconcile some things. I look at it sometimes and I think we have an Abraham and Lot issue in some areas where we can't walk together. We keep trying to butt heads against each other and try to walk together. The TOPers, let me just tell you, you got to reconcile some things. If we really want God to do what God said He's going to do in our lives, if we really want God to be God, the gifts that God has given us and we take to the altar and God says they have out against you, I don't care, and you take and we still do whatever, don't work that way. Leave our gift. Leave our gift. We offer our gift. Our gift has been given after reconciliation with our brothers. I'm about to quit. Oh, I did good. Got 5 to 12. Y'all get the catfish round up for anybody else. Man. The only way to ignite your faith is this. What you do, not your faith. The only way to ignite your gift is this. If I bring my gift to the altar, God, what would you have me do with this gift? Not what some preacher told you. Not what some teacher told you. Not what your best friend told you. Not what everybody assumes you ought to do with it. But what did God tell you to do with it? God, what is this gift? God, are you giving me this gift of serving? Where would you have me to serve? I need you to serve in the kitchen. Ooh, I don't want to serve there. God, where else would you have me to serve? I need you to serve in the kitchen. Okay, God, I got it. I'll walk through the kitchen and go, no. I need you to serve. Amen. Okay, God, what would you have me to do with this gift? Well, first of all, you need to go tell Naomi that you're sorry. I ain't telling her nothing. She's the one that told me I had to serve in the kitchen. No, I told you that. Oh. You need to go tell Naomi that you're sorry. You don't know, you didn't mean to offend her, but you need to go make it right. No, I'm just going to go serve in the kitchen. Because God, that's what you told me to do. Yeah, that's fine. But you left your gift at the altar. Because you can't be whole and serve wholeheartedly with holes in your heart. You can't W-H-O-L-E serve with that H-O-L-E in your heart. Okay? So I bring my gift, I leave my gift, and I offer my gift. That's the only way is I can ignite the gift that God's given me. The only way that God will make room for you is when your heart's right. The only way that God will make room for you is when you forgive those that you don't think you've wronged. When you don't think that you've done anything wrong, when you think that you've done everything correctly, then first of all, you're delusional. Second of all, you are a narcissist because it's not all about you. And you didn't do everything right, I promise you. As good as you are. As good as I am. Believe this, look at me. Think about it. As good as I am, I don't do everything right. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Don't walk out yet. I don't do everything correctly. I don't. I try. Try to do everything I can correctly. I don't do everything correctly. But there's some things in our lives we've got to get rid of. There's some things in our families we need to get rid of. There's some things in everybody's family they need to get rid of. I love my cousins. I love my aunts. Two aunts left. I love them. But man, we're not close like we used to be. We're just not. They do things I don't do. They go places I'm not going. They use words I'm not using. They drink things I'm not drinking. They watch things I'm not watching. And when I go and I'm around them, isn't it funny? And we're always afraid we're going to offend them, but they don't have any consideration of offending you. I'm not doing the things, and I love them. I want them to go to heaven. I want them to go to heaven. I want them to be a blessing of God in God's house and doing the things of God. They know some of the right words to say. I guarantee they know judge not lest you be judged. Everybody that wants to do what they want to do knows that one. But I'm talking about, I look at them and I cannot do that. I'm not that guy. I'm too old school in some areas. I still believe in holiness. I still believe in righteousness. Not man-made, but what God's Word says, and I believe what God's Word said. And for me, that's what I believe. And I read it, and I say, well, I can't do this. If I'm going to follow after a Nazarene, maybe I ought to do what the Nazarene vow says to do. And what I do, cut my hair. So I've already got down to that. I'm kind of out with that. I cut my hair. You know. So I understand that we have some reconciliations to make in our families, even. Because I'll be able to talk to anybody, I'll be able to talk to your family. But that's some of the hardest conversations we've ever had. Because we don't want to offend anybody. We want everybody to like us. Most of us, some of y'all don't care, but most of us want everybody to like us. Especially our family. We don't want to feel awkward at Thanksgiving. Hey, can I have that spoon? No, you can't have that spoon. Shut up. Remember what you said to me? Sorry. I'm not eating her casserole. She made it. Okay, more for me. Because I just wanted to share something with you, okay? I'll leave you alone, I promise you. I want you to ignite the gift inside of you. But to ignite that gift, you have to first give it to God. Because it's not your gift. It was given to you, but He's the one that gave it. Right? Come on now. Let me hear your head around. He's the one that gave it. And so He allowed you to have this gift. He gave it because He saw something in you and said, boom, I'm going to give this to Eric. Eric's going to do this. So I have to give it to God. Say, God, what would you have me to do with the gift that you gave me? Because He's the one with the batteries. Number 2, leave it in His hands when you go to make things right. Leave it. Not in your pocket. Not where it can be lost. Not where it can be damaged. But leave it in His hands. Number 3. Number 3. Let it be used by Him through you.
That's right.
Let Him use that gift through you. Serve in the kitchen if that's what God would have you to do. Serve in the nursery if that's what God would have you to do. Serve in the ministry of whatever way. Serve the church. Serve the body of Christ. That's what gifts are for. For us to be able to serve the body of Christ the best. That's what they're for. They're not for us to get accolades. They're not for us to get attaboys. They're not for us to get pats on the head. They're not for us to get a room with our name on it. It's for Him to get glory. Amen? Amen. Ignite your gift. Amen? Stand to your feet with me, please.